All right, guys, so we are here off of Sierra Highway at a location that is known to most folks around the area as the Bottomless Lake. And of course, you know, with the name called the Bottomless Lake comes a bunch of rumors. Some rumors are just myth, but there's some that are actually true. I've been told to search this lake for Gloria Huerta's body. And as you can see, the owner of the lake is actually opening the gate up for me now. We're going to take a look at his water, and then tomorrow we're going to come back out with the underwater drone and go down as far as we can and take a look and see what we can find. I know the owner of the lake is very interested in finding an object that was dumped inside of this lake many years ago before the fence was up. But yeah, we will see what we can find. I know this Wednesday, which is the 26th of May, I'm going to be meeting up with retired Detective Paul. And he's actually coming out with his cadaver dog. So you guys will see that as well. Give me 1 second, guys. Oh yeah, it's getting kind of nasty down there, huh?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Huh. Where's the deepest part?
Deepest part is 37 feet deep on the backside over here. That's where the water comes up through after spring.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then as it goes up like a shelf, all the way to Sierra Highway.
Okay. Why do they call it the Bottomless again?
Well, because they call it the Bottomless Lake because supposedly back in the 1940s or 50s, Jack Cousteau supposedly ran a hose in here and pump ink into the bottom of the fault line where it came out in the ocean.
Oh, wow.
So that's why they call it the Bottomless Lake. It's actually a crack in like a fissure in the fault line, because we're actually standing right in the middle of the fault line. This is a major part of the fault line.
Okay.
So I struggle keeping this lake looking good and struggle trying to keep the wildlife happy.
Right.
So that's my biggest thing. I've got a lot of different type of species of critters. Last night I was up here and a bobcat was standing right behind us.
Oh, right here?
It's pretty cool, yeah.
Wow.
Big one. So, and of course I get a lot of wild ducks. I get Canadian geese. I get American eagles. I get tons of just different wildlife. They all think Fin and Feather Club is the place for them. It's like, no. They come back here because it's here before Fin and Sissy Club.
Right.
So,
Fin and Sissy Club.
yeah, it's a lake designed for people who know how to fish.
Oh, wow.
That's what I call it. I want to see you get in a situation.
Oh yeah, we get in a situation
have to put a boat out and then launch it off a boat.
Right, of course.
You know,
somewhere in the middle or something.
Yeah, like last week when I was here, it wasn't this bad. Now it's getting bad.
Right.
But it protects the baby fish, you know, and all that kind of thing. So I could probably, what do I know with an aluminum boat? Probably get a hold of one of my buddies, a small aluminum boat. I got an 18-foot bass boat, but this water's just too low for me to get it down here and into the water.
Right.
So,
yeah, past all these rocks and everything, huh?
Yeah.
What's some of the, if you don't mind touching on some of the stories that go with this lake? Any myths and rumors and...
Myths and rumors, yeah, that's a good one. A lot of people come up with a bus crashed into the water. The kids were never been found. The bus sunk to the bottom. It was a big rig that went off Sierra Highway and sunk, and by the time the guy got back, it sunk into the silt that was never found again. There's rumors of a scuba diver that went down, was never found.
Right.
You know, so there's a lot of different reports of Lake Una and the mist of Lake Una.
I heard one.
What's that one?
Armored truck.
I don't know about the armored truck, but I do know about the big rig.
The big rig?
Maybe it was an armored truck. I don't know.
Yeah, I had a few people say, hey, there's an armored truck in there.
Yeah.
That was some years ago.
The story of Vasquez, that outlaw that was robbing gold shipments, you know, off of
Stagecoaches. Yeah.
That was never found, and it was lost between Lake Una and Acton.
Wow.
That's where they came up with, what was the name of that, that real rocky area up there in Acton, Vasquez Rocks.
Vasquez, yeah.
That's where they came up with the name. So there's a lot of, people who talk historically, but the American Indians actually survived off this lake. You know, this was the beginning of Palmdale.
Really?
Abraham Lincoln, the American Railroad, it never came through here if it wasn't for the lake, and they were pumping water from my lake for the steam engines.
Where is this water coming from?
Underground. Only time I get rain, when we get real heavy rain, I have a ditch over here where I pop the gates and I flood the lake out and raise it up like I did there in the winter.
Mm-hmm.
And then come summertime, it just, as the water table drops under the earth, the water table drops on the lake, which you can start to see it happening now.
Right.
So there's a lot of, that's an interesting lake, really is.
It is.
And Fin and Feather Club was actually designed off of Lake Una.
Really?
Yeah, in the 1880s.
Okay, so this is the name, Lake Guna.
Yeah, they call it Lake Una or the Bottomless Lake.
Right,
But,
right.
you know, there's a lot of historical people come up with a lot of historical stuff about the lake. But the American Indians kind of gave me a lot of rundown on the lake of how important it was to them. So we know in 1888 they named Palmdale from Palmenthal.
Right.
So, you know, this was the starting of the Antelope Valley in the city of Palmdale. So there's a lot of neat things about it. Those ducks. Sent down 2 certified divers down here about probably 8 years ago, and I said look for cars, and they found 3 of them.
They found 3 cars.
3 cars.
This is probably before the fence came up, right? Around
Yes,
it?
yes.
Yeah?
We had to put the fence around it for our own protection for the lake because of what people were doing here. Dumping, car chops, we're dumping cars in the water. We have a couple of insurance jobs sitting out here, and one from our local mayor from years back has one out here too, and he admitted it on TV, and that's why I'm saying it.
Wow.
So, Mr. Leopard, I'll bring your car back one day, buddy.
Somebody stole his car and brought it out here,
No,
or
they did it. They brought the car out here.
he had
and
an
dumped it in
insurance
Una.
job done?
I don't know if it was insurance, but there's a car down here. It's red, and he even said it on TV, him and his buddy, that they dumped the car in Lake Una. When I sent the divers down, I said, look for a red car. Boom, the balloon popped up, and they found it. There's
Oh,
also
wow.
a white pickup. There's also a Volkswagen.
Jeez.
So, you know, if I could clean up the whole bottom of Lake Una, this lake would be a lot nicer.
Right.
You know,
Right.
a lot nicer. So I just keep it locked up for the habitat, the wildlife. I don't benefit off the lake. I just take care of the lake. I have since I was a kid. I love this lake.
Right.
So there's a lot of love for the lake with me.
What type of fish are in it?
You know, there ain't that much fish because all the people who cut my fence open come in here, they catch the fish when they're in here and they throw them up on the road, which by state law, you have to have fish in here to protect the water, the trash, the bottom, whatever. So I got catfish in here. There ain't no more bass because I don't see them no more, but there's a lot of mosquito fish.
Right.
I never see bluegill. I mean, you can see it right here and look, there's nothing out here where we could see it. So there's probably fish in here, but I don't fish the lake. It's just senseless to me.
Yeah, this is a beautiful lake.
It is. It's awesome.
Peaceful.
It is. So it has a lot of, nice value to it. I mean, I'd like to see something happen to it where everybody could enjoy the lake. But the problem when you bring everybody, then they start trashing, they start sneaking in here, they start doing damage. So I just keep it locked up and keep it for the wildlife.
Right, right.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, I would too.
Here.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Yeah, like this guy. This guy here, I think this is one of them. I rescued like 8 baby ducks with the mom. They flew back to lay eggs where they used to, and when they got there was houses built, so they had no way for those baby ducks for water. So when the lady called me and said, you need to come and get these ducks, I said, well, they might be just, tame ducks. She said, no, Bill. I went all the way out to, Roseman, found the ducks. Mama was laying on them. I picked them all up, brought them out here, raised them here, and the babies, now they come here every year, and he's one of them. So,
wow.
I got a pair of Canadian geese that come here every year to see me that I raised because I had no choice or let them die, and I wasn't going to let that happen.
Right.
So I protect a lot of wildlife and habitat, and I just love it here.
Yeah, this is
Take
awesome.
a walk, and you can see the wetlands over here on the side. That's now going without water. thanks to certain people, and that's a shame too. You know, the snakes, when I was a kid, there were snakes all over here, frogs, turtles, I mean everything. Now it's like you really got to look hard to find anything in here. You
Right.
see turtles. I just seen one pop his head up out here. And back down. Like a lot of different species, and I just try to keep the lake and the habitat right for what it is,
Right.
you know, for the animals. It's a shame of how much wildlife is being killed on our highways, our streets. I take off dead raccoons, bobcats, king snakes, gopher snakes. I mean, so many different species of animals I end up picking off the road because I'm just tired of being
Right here on Sierra Highway.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. It's like people have no consideration for them. It's just like boop, boop, and it's over.
Yeah, then.
Yeah, and then I get to go and pick them up and bury them. I actually have a little cemetery in the back just for wildlife. So, you know, I really enjoy this lake, and I've been around it for years. So I became the manager of taking care of it for years,
Right.
just for my feelings for the wildlife. So certain times of year, I get all kinds of different wildlife in here. I've had black bears swimming in the back. I've had bobcats, mountain lions. Spotted a bobcat last night right behind us. You know, you just never know what you're gonna find here. It's awesome.
Yeah, that is awesome.
Right now, I got ducks laying on eggs back here, wild ducks. I check the eggs all the time because they're gonna get ready to hatch, and I gotta make sure they get into the water with their mom. So I'm just a big babysitter to it.
Yeah, this is neat.
And a volunteer for 30 years.
Yeah, this is neat.
I don't get paid for any of this. This is just all my
Shoot, I'd love to have some of this.
me free.
Yeah.
Here, take a walk.
Let's
Yeah.
do that.
Show you the back of it. It's really, like these trees here. These trees were here, put in here back in the probably 1800s. These trees don't even belong here in the desert. These belong way the heck up in Angeles Crest Forest.
Right. I was looking at that.
Some tree biologists, or whatever they call them out here, and he said these are called a 7-pin pine that are rare, and the only way they could have been put here is somebody put them here, and I believe the Chinese did when they did the American Railroad.
Really?
Yeah, even the ones across here, they're all in a line all the way around the lake.
Wow.
Them trees just didn't grow like that. Somebody planted them.
Right.
So then back here in the back, we got more pine, and we got some stuff where the American Indians actually left stones for markers for Angeles Crest. So it's a pretty interesting little lake.
Wow.
Lucille Ball's mom used to own it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Lucille Ball. My buddy came over one night, had a picture of Lucille Ball at 16, standing in the back. So, but
Right here?
yeah.
Wow.
All this used to be all natural wetlands when I was a kid. Frogs, turtles. They could blame it to the rain, the water. Well, maybe so, but this ain't the first time California's had water issues.
Right.
You know, and they're just greedy with the water, I think.
Yeah, now we're having an issue with people stealing the water.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
That's sad too, and they keep sucking the water table. That really hurts.
Yep.
So, like you see, all this was naturally wet at one time. This was all just nothing but a big old wetland out here, all the way through Barrel Springs.
Wow.
Which Barrel Springs got that name of Barrel Springs for that reason, natural springs.
Right. Wow, this is awesome. I didn't know it went back this far.
Oh yeah, goes back 67 acres.
Wow.
So
This is a perfect place for wildlife.
well, that's why I keep it that way. You know, I get upset when I see people in here with BB guns and 22s and sitting back here drinking, smoking, shooting stuff. It really irks me.
This is where they cut in before, huh?
Oh yeah, plenty of them. I got holes everywhere.
Wow.
And then these stones here, I met with a chief from down in San Fernando. Who told me these here are markers for Angeles Crest. So I guess the idea was they come down and get water and they just walk off in this path here, which you'd find 2 more of these stones and show they're in the right direction of where they're going back to their camps.
Wow.
So yeah, it's a pretty little lake. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it is.
So I just try to keep it clean. I try to keep it for the critters.
Man, I would pitch a tent and be right here.
I hear you.
Yeah.
And the oldest Joshua tree I got on the property right there.
This one here.
But you really want to get a pretty view. Look at this. This is what I call the upper flat.
What is this, food for wildlife or?
Yeah, pretty much. I'm tired of coyotes, all sucked up skinny and no food, and
Right.
you know, I just throw old food out I don't want. Raccoons. That pretty little flower came out. When I started taking care of this, it was dead. It was almost dead. Look at the pretty flower this thing has gotten already. California cactus for our area. Awesome.
Yep. Oh wow. Oh yeah, this is a picture perfect right here.
Oh yeah. So this is my little pet cemetery. Raccoons, bobcats,
Right up here.
everything. Yeah, with crosses. This is all planted, transplanted cactus all through here. I mean, what a prettier view than this.
Yeah, that's perfect. Wow. Look at that, guys. Beautiful, right?
Yeah, that's an awesome little spot, man. I love it up here. All my life it's been a part of me.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to leave either. Dude.
I know.
Yeah, this is nice.
Yeah, my biggest problem is I struggle with water, and just struggle just to keep the animals, you know, happy and have a special place for them. You see up there's a big nest in the pine tree. Probably a red tail. She's been sitting up there for weeks.
Right here?
Yeah, see it up top?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably a red tail. She's been up there for weeks. She must have hatched them up, raised them up, and took off.
Which way is, you know which way the bobcat's coming in from? Over the fence or?
No, I have a place back here where she comes under the fence, and she's been coming back here for years.
Let's get some
I've got a
water, huh?
couple of- yeah, that, the ducks, the wildlife. I mean, they're wild. They got to eat too. So,
Right.
you know, I'm not trying to keep no animal out. The rabbits get in here. The coyotes get in here. Mountain lions get in here. I've had bears climb over the fence. So
Wow.
it's not something that, you know. Think about Fin and Feather Club. They're out there skeet shooting and stuff. So that scares a lot of wildlife back over to here.
Right.
So this is a peaceful place for them.
Yeah, it is.
So that's awesome.
Yep. This is beautiful. You want to try to link up and do this on Wednesday?
Yeah, it's up to you. Let me set it up. See if I get me a boat out here.
I have I just got linked up with a forensic scientist. He's out in another state. We're working on getting him out here. Retired captain of the sheriff and a retired detective that wants to they have cadaver dogs. They're going to start bringing them around, you know, searching for, I don't know if you heard of her, Monique Figueroa. And then there's Gloria Huerta. There's 3 missing. Well, it's a lot of missing people, you know, but those are the 2 that's right here that we're looking for. And then I guess from what I'm hearing is they came over here one time.
That's what I heard.
Yeah. And they got thrown out.
Well, I would throw
Well, yeah.
him out. I mean, not
No,
necessarily.
you don't come and break in.
Yeah. If he was, you know, to call my number off the gate and say, hey, Bill, I got, you know, I want to ask permission to come in and to do something, I would probably give him permission.
Of course.
But I'll be with him.
Right.
You know, I just,
You come back here and do some mudding or what?
yeah, they did. So I'll fix that in the winter. Once it floods up, I'll go out there with a rake and put all the mud back where it's supposed to be and make it right again. Like the first time.
Yeah, this is awesome, man. This is super awesome.
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
You know, and it's sad to say, you got people like the guy back here who's destroying a natural wetlands area by his own personal greed. We're out cleaning trash, and this guy's trashing this area, and they ain't doing nothing about it.
Jeez.
It's so sad that, you know, I don't know if it's revenue greed or whatever it is, but it's not right.
Nope. I hope it's not. Surprised they haven't tried building houses right here.
You can't. It's a fault line.
Oh, it's a fault line, huh?
Yeah. We could put a house on the property only to live on, but we can't add to it. You see, like here's an animal trail. You see they're going right in and out on the fence. See the prints?
Yeah.
And if you walk down here, see, I keep the dirt fluffy like this so I can
So you can
see
see 'em.
how many snakes go through,
Right.
how powdery it is.
Right.
So I could count the snakes that come through here, what turtles go to one side to the other. I have this thing marked, mapped out for my own personal game for the animals.
Right.
And then there's where the bobcat comes in.
Oh, right through there, huh?
Yeah, this is where the water fills up and runs under here and goes out that side. I actually dug a ditch all the way to the other side. So there's a tube under here. So any water that collects here, I collect here.
Come right through.
Yeah, and I have a dam so I could shut it so it don't overfill the lake.
Right.
So put a lot of effort into the years.
Yeah, that's awesome. It goes from there all the way through, huh?
Oh yeah, you see the ditch right there.
Oh yeah.
You see it?
Yep.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, that's a deep ditch, just from water running through the winters. So, yeah, I love it here.
You never thought about making it like a little campground, paying admission?
I would really like to do. I'm such about kids. I had a screwed up life when I was a kid, and this would be perfect for like YMCA, Boys or Girls Club, or all of them come together. We could bring the kids in, they could picnic, barbecue, fish.
This is perfect.
Go out there with kayaks, put up teepees. I mean, there's so much we could do with this. So right now I'm waiting for a phone call on the owners and see if I can work out something with them to work with Boys and Girls Club or YMCA or get this thing happening for the kids in our valley. You have nothing to do.
Nothing.
So it's sad.
Got that
Dangerous
water
on the
park that's
aqueduct.
never open.
Right.
Never open.
And the aqueduct's dangerous for kids to fish on. Fin and Feather Club's too expensive.
Right.
So we might as well do something with this property. I mean, it's not my property to be speaking about, but I just think it's
The smartest thing to do.
good for the kids, yeah.
Yep.
That's my theory.
For sure.
Keep them away from gangs, drugs,
Of course.
stupidity. Teach them how to fish, camp, show them the outside. I even say now that we've lost, Devil's Punch Bowl?
Yeah.
Perfect place for a new Devil's Punch Bowl.
Right.
Perfect. Teach kids about wildlife and habitat and animals. We have it all here.
Yeah. This is perfect for
It
that.
is. It's beautiful. So, like I said, I've been taking care of this lake for years. I just like to see it be used for everybody, not just I own it and I don't want nobody in it.
Right.
I get people who call me and say, hey, can I at least come down and look at the lake? And I bring them in and then I say, you can come in with a camera, but no guns. That's my thing.
Right.
Cameras, no guns. So, I just try to do the best I can with doing what's right for this property, So the owners always appreciated what I've done. I've never had arguments or disagreements with them, and I keep it cleared, I keep it clean, I just try to do the best for it. So.
Are they up this way too, or owners?
No, they live down by the beach somewhere. I just left them a message to get back with me, so that's what we're talking about. I'm hoping they're gonna, be bought it to save it, which I love them for it, because anybody else would have bought this property, who knows where it would have went, it would have went either way. But they can't build on it. That's one thing they can't do.
All right.
But you never know what somebody else would decide to do with it. But I'm glad that Reed and them bought it, so just to protect it. Reed used to tell me he loved it just so he could go up on the hill and stand there and watch the sun go up and the sun go down.
Yeah.
It's such a beautiful view.
Right.
So it's awesome.
Yep.
I'm just glad he's had it for many years. I've been doing this for over 20-something years with the lake, and before he bought it, I've been through 3 or 4 different owners of this property, and I've taken care of the lake, through them all.
Wow.
It's cool.
Let me grab this real quick. All right, guys. So Striper Bill just told me about 8 years ago, he was out here, doing his route, his walk around the property. And he noticed a king snake right out that way, huge. He ended up naming this king snake Luke. He walked up to it, he picked it up, and all of a sudden he started noticing that there was tire tracks, okay? So he followed the tire tracks up the hillside, and sure enough, bam, his gate was down. There was broken glass up there, everything else, and the gate was down, in a down position this way. Come to find out, some people kidnapped and killed an 8-year-old girl, brought her out here, and let the car run down the side of the hill right into this lake here. Okay, so he's seen that there was bubbles coming up from the bottom. There was gasoline sitting on top of the water, you know, floating all through it and stuff. And so he called the sheriff's department and he told them, hey, there's a car in here. There's a car in the lake, blah, blah, blah. It must have just happened. I still see bubbles. It took the sheriff's department a while to get out here. As a matter of fact, they didn't even come right away. What happened was there was a sheriff's deputy that was passing by and he ended up running out the gate, stopping the deputy. And then the deputy came in here and sure enough, boom, they found the car. That was about 8 years ago, huh? 7 years ago. And so here's the thing, guys. A lot of people feel like they can get away with a lot of crimes by bringing their crimes or vehicles or whatever else here to this location. And the reason why is because of that name, the Bottomless Lake. So in their little criminal minds, they're sitting there thinking that, hey, I could put this car in there. It's just going to go forever and ever downwards, and nobody's never going to find it.
Right.
And sure enough, it's not even as deep. What do you say, 35 feet?
37 feet in the back.
37 feet in the back. And in the middle, what do you think?
Probably about 10 feet.
About 10 feet in the middle. So we got dummies actually bringing cars out here, dumping them in here, thinking they're just going to keep going all the way down. Through the earth, to the other side. All right, guys, so today is Tuesday, the 25th. And tomorrow, of course, is Wednesday, the 26th. Tomorrow is the day. Tomorrow's the day when we have someone coming up here. I will let him introduce himself to you tomorrow. But he's coming up here with his cadaver dog. We're going to be going out to California City to a couple locations that's out there. And of course, we're going to be out there for one thing and one thing only. And that's to search for our missing Cal City boys. It has been far too long since the boys came up missing. Well, since they were reported missing. We don't know how long they were gone before the 21st. We don't know if they actually came up missing on the 21st. But yeah, we're going to go out there, bring the cadaver dog. He's going to take some soil samples. This is something that he'll be able to explain to you guys a little bit better in person. And then we're going to send those samples out to Dr. Vaz. Dr. Vaz is, I mean, I'm sure you guys have looked him up already, right? He's one of the, or ranked number 9 or something like that in the world. He's a forensics doctor, genius. He created a machine that can find people 20 miles away. This machine, and you know what? I'm just going to let them explain it to you. But doors are opening. Doors are opening, guys. And I'm really praying that we're going to start having some answers here soon. You know, we have Gloria Huerta that we're looking for. We have Monique Figueroa that we're looking for, and a couple other people. So yeah, guys, I will see you tomorrow. The reason why I'm showing this lake here on this video is because we are also going to be searching the lake for Gloria Huerta as well. All right, guys, AV Watchmen, much love and respect. I will see you guys here mañana, tomorrow. Have a good night, guys.